Namaste. My name is Rui Zimmer. I'm International Meditation Master. Today I want to speak about how to improve this year. Early January has this weird pressure, right? Like you are supposed to redesign your whole life in one sitting. That was me for years. I would download a 30-question PDF, sit there trying to reflect, and 3 hours later have pages of thoughts with no clue what to actually do differently. By February, I'd forgotten most of it anyway. Sounds familiar? So the last few years, I've been testing what actually changes behavior versus what just sounds deep. Turn out all it takes is a right 10 question about 20 minutes of honesty. That's what this blog is about. I hope a couple of these 10 questions will make you stop and go, oh, that's why last year fell off. Do it right and your next 11 months will feel different. 3 rules in the beginning. Write fast, don't edit, set a timer for 20 minutes and keep it moving. First honest answer wins. No overthinking. Whatever comes to mind first is actually what is true. Use paper. Don't let this get bored in your notes app or Notion graveyard. Then, part first. The mirror. Looking back on your 2025. What happened last year? List 5 key moments, milestones or memories. Years blur together when you don't stop to name what actually happened. This question slows things down. When you list what you stood out, patterns emerged. What mattered, what changed you. What happened last year? List 5 key moments, milestones or memories. For me, things jump out immediately. Pivoting my entire content and business model, and so on. Pro tip: if you are blanking, scroll back through your camera roll and find highlights. You capture what matters without realizing it. You'll also find 47 screenshots of things you meant to buy and never did. Okay. Enough ideas. Okay, stop now and write down the five things. And now comes the second. What's one thing you can do now that you couldn't do a year ago? What's one thing you can do now what you couldn't do a year ago? Growth is sneaky. It happens so gradually you forget it's even happening. The question forces you to acknowledge progress you've already normalized. So for instance, you start with a newsletter, you're starting to learn a language. So what actually happened and what actually you have learned. Then you stop, write it down without thinking. Then comes a third question. If a stranger looked at your calendar and bank statement from last year, what would they say you were your most? This one stinks. It's easy to say you value health, freedom, relationships, etc., but your calendar and credit card don't lie. They show what actually got your time and attention. Turn out Uber or Uber Eats or something like this, double steak, burritos, what you eat, and so on. But once you see the gap, you know exactly what needs to change this year. Okay, write it down. Then comes, who had the biggest impact on you last year? What changed because of them? Who had the biggest impact on you last year? What changed because of them? So people shape us whether we like it or not. Some expand you, others drain you, and sometimes it's not even someone you know personally. A podcast that hit at the right time, a creator who said something that rewired how you think, a friend who told you what you needed to hear instead of what you wanted to do. Your answer shows you who to keep close in 2026. Okay, write it down. Then question 5. What something you said yes to that you shouldn't have been a hell no? What something you said yes to that should have been a hell no? We have all got one. Mine started with this will only take a weekend and ended 4 months later. The point is that every yes is a trade-off. When you say yes to a wrong thing, you are quietly saying no to something better. Name the regret. Even you learn something from it, okay? Your answer to this question is how boundaries start forming naturally. 6. What's one thing you changed your mind on last year? What's one thing you changed your mind on last year? We live in a world where people are terrified of changing their minds. You see people who do publicity get called grifter or wishy-washy, like evolving is some kind of character flaw. But really, it's evidence that you learned something. And the other case is also boring. To do all the time the same, and you see these people, they look all the time the same. Overcool. A great masquerade, but what is behind them? And every masquerade will punish you. It will break you, for instance. Instead just to do what you like to do. So I'm 67 years old, total fit. I can do mountain trekking. I'm still on top. Hard to beat. But all the other things I can do also. And this is because of a healthy lifestyle. So this I don't like to change, but I like to improve my healthy lifestyle all the time. If I see something better, then I change it. The same is with relationship, what I can accept and what I could not accept before. So I change my mind. Okay, if I have very strict rules, I cannot apply these strict rules on other people. So what shifted last year? If nothing comes to mind, you were probably running on autopilot. And if something big changed, it's worth knowing why. Part 2, this is the map. What will your 2026 look like? What do you need to let go of to move forward? Before you add anything new, subtract, think if you have any old goals that don't fit anymore, grudges you're still carrying, or identities you've outgrown. You can't grab what's next for you this year if your hands are full trying to play catch up from last year. You have to let go something to move forward. Many things went wrong last year. At least I learned very much, and I'm happy that I learned the stuff. And I don't regret that I lost a lot. You have first to lose to win. What story are you telling yourself that's keeping you stuck? If you are regularly see mine or read my blog, you know, or my podcast, you know where I'm going with this. Who you think you are is nothing but a story you keep telling yourself. I'm bad with money. I missed my shot. If they really knew me, they would leave too. They are just stories you repeated so long they started running your decisions. Again, what story are you telling yourself that's keeping you stuck? I'm too old for this. I can't do this. I never told myself this story. Because I find all the time that speeds that I still can do such things. So if 2025 looked so specially like 2024, a story probably stayed in charge. Answer this question and spend some time picturing how good your life would be if you stopped believing the limiting story. You see, people get stuck in relationships. I get that now. But you can solve always the problems differently that you try to fix in another way. You can try it differently. Even with relationship. She will not change, she will do all the time the same thing. Then you try the next strategy. Be creative. The same is with your boss, with your colleagues, with everything. What would make this year feel like you wasted it? What would make this year feel like you wasted it? Think over. I know, this sounds negative, but it's actually one of most liberating questions you can ask. Everyone obsesses over what they want. Almost nobody defines what failure looks like for them. When you name it, you create a floor you refuse to fall through. You have to ask yourself what you can change and what are failures, and then you have also be truly the environment is also controlling us. Things is over. No? So what can you change? But you cannot change the environment. And so my rule is, have I tried my best? have I tried my best? Even everything is not working out, but at least I know I have tried my best. I'm not fully responsible for the outcome. If so many other things depend on some things. We depend on so many factors. The luck factor is all the time there. You attract the thing what is inside of yourself. You can tell this also yourself. Then you can punish yourself, sure. But at least you should be aware why you have sabotaged the outcome. If you could only accomplish 3 things this year, what would they be? If everything important, nothing is, now which 3 goals get your best energy? Hit those and everything else becomes a bonus instead of a reason to feel behind at the end of the year. You get, you go to all these gurus who tell you you can make this, and you should set 100 goals and so on for your private life, for everything. It is BS. It is BS. You can focus only on 3 things very much. And then you make the other goals also until 7. And 7 is, you have to stop. You cannot change more than 7 things. And today it is proved. What I told them 10 years ago, it is 100% proof. You cannot set 10 goals at the same time. 3 goals, okay, in 3 different areas, okay, I get it. And then some sub-goals. It's altogether 7 goals, not more. And this is science proved. You can focus not on 100 things at the same time. Oh, I have to change this, I have to change this, I have to change. Forget it. You focus on the first 3 things, you have accomplished it, then the next 3 goals, then the next 3 goals. Then life is easy. And I knew that. Now it's proof. So all these motivational speakers are telling you these things. You like Anthony Robbins set here your 100 goals and so on in every area. It's never will work out. It never had worked out. Thank you that I could speak about this, and bye.